Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. I want to thank all the subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button down below. If you like the video, give it that thumbs up. If you don't like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Your opinion will be appreciated. Also, if you'd like to be notified when a new video drops, go ahead and hit that notification bell. You'll later be notified when a video drops. You can go back and watch it when you have time. Okay, so somebody had made a comment in the comment section that reminded me of a situation that me and my primo found ourselves in. He had said that something to the effect, because the guy that I got pulled over with the other day, how he had a little something on him, that I was riding around with somebody that had merchandise on him, and that I'm always talking about staying free and not going to jail, and here I am riding around with something in my car, you know. So I answered the guy, you know, and I tried to explain to him that I had no idea. I just invited the guy to eat. I found out when we were already getting pulled over. Besides, it wasn't really that big of a deal. It was only a small amount, and the cops, they don't give a shit either way. Anyways, it reminded me of a situation that me and my primo found ourselves in one day. I was staying at different hotels, motels, right? And I was working at the time in the street, you know, and I was moving a little some, you know. And one of my family members had called me up and asked me if I could take something over there to them so that they could get rid of it at the bookie the next day, right? So that evening, my primo, I got in a little argument with his wife, right? So I went and picked him up and I brought him over with me so he could spend the night, let things cool off and stuff, right? So while we were there at the motel, you know, we were dabbling a little bit in this and that, right? I had everything that I mean, you know, I had different things, you know. I didn't smoke weed, so I had given my primo a little issue of weed for himself. And for him to, you know, do what he wants with, make some money or whatever. I don't know. It's just gave him some weed that I came across, right? And I explained to him that while he was there with me, if he could do me a favor and if he could drive and stuff, you know, because I didn't want to fall asleep and crash into something, basically, you know. So, like I said, one of my relatives called me. He lived in the town of Whittier. So there we go. We take off to Whittier, and like I said, he's driving me, right? So I'm sitting shotgun. We get there. I drop off what I took, got my little money, and I get back in the car. And I lay the seat back, right? You know, I'm tired. It's late in the night. And I'm already, my body's already shutting down. I got to get sleep, right? So I laid the chair back and I'm falling asleep and waking up, changing the radio, falling asleep, waking up. You know, everything's cool. We get to Norwalk Boulevard, man. And my primo turns around and he tells me, "Hey, primo, how do you turn on the lights?" And I hit the side button on this chair and the chair came up and I sat up and I go, "What?" I says, "Come on, primo, we've been driving all this time with the lights off." And I started to tell him where the light, you know, how to turn on the lights. And we get lit up. The Juras light up their lights, man, and hit their little siren, right? Like, son of a bitch, right? So I'm doing inventory and like, you know, I don't have nothing in my pockets. I kind of have a big amount of cash, but I have nothing, you know, really nothing to worry about. So I'm thinking, all right, we're going to be cool. My primo will probably get a ticket for driving without a license because he tells me you don't have a license now. And I'm just hoping that they don't get us for being under the influence, right? So you know, they put us through the moves. You know, they came out, got us off at gunpoint, the whole cha-cha, right? And they sit us down on the curb, and we're sitting there on the curb, and my primo can't maintain. He starts falling asleep. The Hura sees him and tells him, hey, OG, roll up your sleeves, man. Let me see your arms, right? So my primo goes to roll up his sleeves, and the bag of weed falls out of his sleeve, man, right in the floor at the cop's foot, right? And back then, you know, it wasn't legalized yet, you know. It was still illegal to possess and or be smoking that stuff in public, right? So he picks up the bag, and he, you know, he does whatever he does with the Hura, right? And he checks my primo's arms. He checks my arms. You know, back then, just for having marks, you get 90 days, right? And they're talking and stuff, and they pop open my trunk. Well, I forgot that I had bought a boombox and a pull-out and some other stuff, you know, car system, right? So they're asking me, hey, whose stuff is this in the back? You know, I go, well, it's mine, you know. Well, what are you doing with all this stuff in your trunk? I go, well, I bought it for the car. I'm going to install it in the car, you know. Well, where'd you buy it? And, you know, they put me through a whole big old trip over the stuff in the trunk, right? So long story short, they arrest my primo. They take him in for driving with a suspended license and possession of the weed and for having marks, right? Well, I didn't mention, but before we actually pulled over, even though the lights were on us, my primo still thought he better turn on the lights. You know, it was too late for that, but he turned on the lights anyways. So all this time that we're pulled over, the lights are on, but nobody's paying attention. You know what I mean? So they gaffle my primo up and they tell me to kick rocks, right? And I go, well, you know, can I just take the car? And they says, no, man. You know, we can't let you drive. You're high. You know, we know you're high. We're not stupid. You know, unless you want to go to jail with him. And I'm like, all right, hey, primo, take it easy. I'm gone. And I took off. You know, I started walking. So I end up calling the PAT. They come in, they pick me up, and they take me home. So as we're getting back to the motel where I'm staying, I realized that I had this blue jacket. It's a security jacket, right? And I had cut a hole in it, and I had like $8,000 wrapped up tight inside of the jacket. You know, you had to stick your hand in through between the material and the outside of the jacket and go in there and pull it out, right? Well, that was in the trunk of the car, right? So I want that money. I need to get my hands on that money, right? And I don't know this at the time, okay? Well, I'll get back to that. Let me tell you, I called the tow truck place and I told them, look, I got to go to work, but my security jacket's in the trunk. Can I just pick up my jacket? They told me to hold on. You know, they took a little while to get back on the phone, but finally they came and they told me, yeah, come on down for your jacket, right? So I'm like, cool. So there I go. I go down, pick up my jacket, and when I get there, there's 3 guys standing like around my car, right? So the guy opens the trunk and he stands back, and I go in there and I get the jacket, the security jacket, and as I'm getting it, I'm feeling it, and it has the money in it, right? So I'm like, cool. So I'm getting ready to take off. Dude closes the trunk. He goes, is that it? Is that all you need? And I go, well, that's all I came for. What else can I take? He goes, well, I don't know. What else do you need? I told him, really, this is what I need right now. You know, I'm going to be getting the car out a little later. I got the money, right? I'm going to be getting the car out a little later. So he says, all right. So I get in the car and I take off, and now we got to go get some paper from the police for them to let us take the car out, right? So now we're taking care of that business, right? And while I'm doing that, I get a phone call from my primo's lady, right? She calls me and she tells me, hey, check this out. They just put 2 more charges on your primo. I go, for what? He says, well, apparently the lights were left on in your car and the battery died. So they needed to move the car, so they opened up the hood and they jumped the battery. You know, they jumped the car at the battery, and they found a 38 revolver and over 1.5 ounces of cocaine. Man, and then the light bulb over my head lit up, right? I forgot about it, you know. When I had got that merchandise, I also had got a backpack of different size BB guns and pellet guns, right? So I forgot that I had put that one in the battery with that other stuff, right? So I'm like, man, that's messed up. I forgot. I really didn't know. And it's funny about that because there's nothing funny about him getting caught with that. But what the funny part is that I also had like $11,000 stashed inside the hotel that I forgot about when I checked out. You see, I wasn't in my right mind, man. I was doing too much. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. It made me sick. It had made my legs swell up and stuff. I was all toxic from doing so much black and white and drinking, and I was killing myself, right? And my mind wasn't right, you know. Like, I had to go back to that hotel and try to rent that same room. You know what I mean? And somebody had it when I went, so I rented another room and asked that when they vacated the room if I could rent that room. And the owner wasn't stupid. He was hip to the skip, right? And he told me, why? What you leave in the room? That Chino tells me, right? I go, no, I just liked it. I liked that room. You know, you could look out the window, you could see everything. He says, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna call the cops. I called the police. I go ahead and call them. I just want to rent the room. I have no reason. He goes, you still want room? I go, yeah. When they come out, just let me know and I'll rent it. I'm gonna rent it for like a week. You pay the whole week? Yeah, I'm gonna pay you. You want me? I'll pay you 2 weeks. I had to get back in that room, you know. But that's just, my mind was like that, you know. I had forgot about that money. I mean, I forgot about that toy in my car and the battery and that one sack, and then I forgot about the jacket in the trunk, you know, and I had forgot about what I had stashed in the room. Of course, I remembered everything after, but my mind wasn't sharp. I was all messed up, you know. Anyways, so my primo, pobrecito, man, he's in there, man, and I know he's sick like a dog, man, you know. But you know, of course, you know, goes without saying, he held his mud. He did his little time, and he you know, got out on his probation, and as soon as he got out, we hooked up and we went on our way, you know. Anyways, I paroled in 2005. My primo was writing me, right? Same primo, he's writing me, right? And he's telling me, hey, Primo, you're going to get out in a couple of weeks, man. You're going to come down to the pad. We're going to have a barbecue, man. We're going to do it up, you know. I can't wait. Hey, I love you, Primo. Hey, you take care of yourself. I sent some feria, everything, you know. And when I got out, I find out that he passed away 2 days before I paroled, you know. And that was my primo, also, Big Alex, from Mariana, from the Pee Wee Cherries. Good dude, man. Good dude. Always jolly and fucking around, and, you know, always had a good time with him. Man, I miss that guy. Firme. So rest in peace, Primo. And I'm going to end this video. I wanted to tell this story because it made me think about anybody that's out there that might be doing something, man, that might be fogging up their thinking. You know, you could get somebody in trouble. You could get a loved one in trouble, a friend, a homie. You know, your lady, yourself, you know. Be careful what you do, man, you know. Especially if you're indulging in a little something, man, that thing will cloud up your thinking. And that's when we make our biggest mistakes and end up in places we don't want to be. Like I always say, man, let's hang on to our freedom, man. Let's stay out here and be with the people that we love and care about. And take care of them so they don't have to take care of us and spend their resources and time trying to make us comfortable and feel loved while we're away for years at a time. That being said, thank you for watching this video. And I'm sorry, one more thing. You know, somebody left a comment regarding one of my videos and said, and thanked me and said, you know, I really needed to hear that, you know. And it was unexpected, and it was the best thing to hear, you know. It made me feel like, hey, you know, even if something I do here on YouTube helps just one person, then it's worth it, you know. God used me in some way, you know. And that's what all this is about. People say, yeah, you just want to relive your glory days. There's no glory in any of this shit. It's all bad, you know, and I laugh about it because some things I just can't believe, you know. But there's nothing funny or glorious about any of this kind of lifestyle. You know, my primo lost valuable time where he could have been with his family, and it could have been me, you know. And who knows, man, that stuff could have killed us, that stuff that we had, you know. Thank God fentanyl wasn't around at that time, you know, because who knows how many people I may have harmed messing around moving that stuff, you know. But let's just all be careful with the things we do and the decisions we make, please, you know. And if you feel or think that these videos might help anybody that you know, please share these videos with them, okay? That being said, thank you for watching, and God bless you and your family. Thank you very much for watching.